Did you have to, after passing the exam and signing up with the agency, did you have to come back to Nigeria?
So for America, I didn't have to come back to Nigeria. The agency was able to get me an extension. Already, I have a valid visa. The class of visa you're coming in with will determine. Some agencies will file you if you are present here already in America. They will file to convert your stay. They will convert it from either visiting to permanent residence. That's what they do. So that way you don't have to go back to Nigeria.
In this episode, I speak with a male nurse who is in the process of establishing himself. He will be discussing his journey with us. So thank you for joining me on Japa Chronicle.
Thank you, Mr. Dotto. My name is Chibike Kingsley Enyinle. It's my pleasure to be invited to this platform to tell my story on how the whole journey started, what we did, and where we are at the moment.
You are in the US, if I'm right?
Yes.
How long have you been in the US?
I've been in the US since September 2019. That's about 4 years now.
4 years back. Yes. What were you doing back home in Nigeria before?
I did a whole lot of things. I've been a registered nurse in Nigeria since 2010. And I've been working as a registered nurse, did some hospital jobs. All right, yeah, we did some clinical staff jobs at a hospital in Lagos, and did some HMO's job, and finally worked in the oil and gas industry as an offshore medic. Worked as health and safety advisor. And I used to be a fashion designer. I used to sew clothes during my off days. Yeah.
What informed your decision to relocate?
What informed my decision, I would say, first of all, my friends informed my decision to relocate. It was a group thing. I used to have these friends, professional colleagues who we work together. Sometime around 2015, we were affected by the cut in oil price. And so many of the oil companies then had to cut down on their staff. So many of them using expatriates had to start using local staff. And local staff pay was cut. That's the worst thing that can happen to a man, a sudden cut in your salary. We assume that this is going to happen again, even if we come out from that oil price dip. Since we had the meal ticket, which is the nursing license, we started scouting for places where we could actually market ourselves and make more money. Yeah. So we started looking out for where do we go, what do we need to do, what processes do we have involved. We started mingling with the people who were already here, who started giving us information, because information is power. If you don't have the right information, you might not be able to start any process. Yes, what you don't know is more than what you think you know.
So why the US in particular?
So US was not the only country we tried. Like me personally, I tried Canada, I tried London, UK, I tried United Arab Emirates. All those countries. Yes, but finally, US was the most favorable. Yeah, I guess I got declined for Canada applications. UK, I couldn't pay for the tuition fees because I wanted to go through either school or the opportunities for traveling then was not as open as it is right now. Back then, you can only travel either for school, you can only travel either for something else. The labor market was not open to bring employees from outside the country.
So what immigration pathway did you take to go to the US?
The whole journey started when we knew we were relocating. We asked the process. They told us you have to first start with credential evaluation. the whole agency thing was not as open as it is now. So the process was so capital intensive for those who could sponsor themselves from Nigeria. Um, we started the credential evaluation, and when we sailed through with the credential evaluation, what was the next step? How do we register with a board of nursing? How many boards of nursing could allow us, since we don't stay in America, could allow us register for this exam without the social security number, which makes you a resident? There were a few state boards of nursing. We got that same information from a friend who was already working here. For example, the Texas Board of Nursing could actually allow you register as a nurse from Nigeria. Most people don't know that. So we got registered we signed up on the board to get authorization to be able to test. Now, the next step is, where do you go to write this exam? We knew the exam we are going to write, which is NCLEX. We've set up a profile with the Board of Nursing that can allow us register, pass the exam, and now get an agency that will bring us to America. But the exam was not written in Nigeria. We don't have centers for this particular exam in Nigeria. Back then, we didn't have this center in West African countries. We didn't have it in any South African countries. And a couple of places you could go then. There was Philippines, there was UK, or you have to come to America. And the visa application, then as soon as you tell them you're coming to America for this exam, or you're going to UK for this exam, being a young guy, the visa decline was on the high side. So we started getting visas to go to Philippines to write the exam. And a couple of us, that's what they did. And then for me personally, when I got the approval to write the exam, I got an invite to come to America. I planned the exam to match with the same time I was coming to America. Already, I didn't quit my job in Nigeria. I was on vacation. So the exam didn't really happen as at when I really planned it. There was a delay. I was about coming back to Nigeria because of my papers. Because if my paper expired, then it's going to be another problem. Finally, I got an extension. I wrote the exam and I passed. So now, after passing, what is the next step? The next step is you need to now sign up with an agency. So two things we need to take off from this whole story is, you can actually start the process from Nigeria. You don't have to wait till you travel. Start the process, prepare for the exams, and start looking for visas to those countries that can allow you write exam. When you write and pass the exam, there are agencies readily available to hire you. There are agencies like in America readily available. As soon as you pass the exam today, they are ready to sign you up tomorrow. But the process might take a long time, but it surely comes to pass. So that's how my journey started. And I got through with an agency, and I was doing the agency until I got done with the terms and conditions. Then, I started doing my own kind of jobs, the job that I really want to do. So, yeah, in a nutshell, that's how my journey to be a registered nurse in America began.
So, did you have to, after passing the exam and signing up with the agency, did you have to come back to Nigeria?
So, for America, I didn't have to come back to Nigeria. The agency was able to get me an extension. Already, I have a valid visa. It depends on the class of visa you're coming in with. The class of visa you're coming in with will determine. Some agencies will file you. If you are present here already in America, they will file to convert they will try to convert your stay. They will convert it from either visiting to permanent residence. That's what they do. So that way you don't have to go back to Nigeria. Because when you go back to Nigeria, the process of filing for you to come now is different, totally different. So all I tell people is when you are planning to write this exam, start getting your visas ready. Start making your options open. Secure your visa. Keep it very open. Pass your exam. Come into America. There are agencies that can convert your paper. But when you're outside America, it takes a process. It takes a process of about 1 year to 2 years because it comes with family visa, green card. If they have to sign you up, everybody has to be under the platform. So it takes a whole lot of time. But if you are here, they can convert it.
Okay, so talk to us about the relocation process. The finding accommodation, credit, like we hear, all the financial information that was needed for you to get settled. What were those like?
Yes, I did mention when I started. It's capital intensive. It's capital intensive for real. For an average nurse in Nigeria, getting to secure visa, fly yourself, write the exam with the anxiety of you thinking not passing the exam after spending that whole money and booking of flights, accommodations. It's frustrating actually. I won't lie to you. So these days you have flights running in millions of naira, and to travel you have to get a two-way ticket. Yes, especially when you're going for visiting, it has to be a two-way ticket. So you don't have the option of buying a one-way. Because when you buy a one-way ticket, it's gonna be okay. When are you coming back? Why don't you get a two-way ticket? Unless you've planned to, to the immigration officers, you are not coming back. So it's expensive. It was expensive for me then. It was expensive.
I know you're married with children.
Yes, I have 2 kids.
How long have you been married?
I got married 2018. I had my first baby 2019, and my last child 2021.
So my next question would be, what is child raising like there in the US?
That's another life-changing phase for couples relocating to America. That's one thing you have to factor in your mind. Both couples have to work together. Yeah, you have to work together. A whole lot of issues will come up. Who is gonna stay home to watch the kids? And if you all have to go to work, then you are just making money to pay the nanny who is gonna stay in the house. So for me personally, it wasn't a smooth sail for me and my family. Because we practically had to stay with the kids and we had to pay the bills. My wife, I told her then, okay, stay home, look at the kids. And she stayed home. It wasn't really easy for her. She started complaining. And it's America. I mean, it's a free world. You really cannot force anybody to do anything. So I said, well, then you have to go to work. Then we have to get a nanny who will come. So we both do night shift, right? And when we are out, we need a nanny at night. So I got a nanny. On average, you get a nanny paid about $25 an hour or $20 an hour. So I got a lady online. Then we discussed offline, right? About $17 an hour. So on average, in a week, in a month, she was going home with about $1,800, $1,800. We did it for some time and we had to change our schedule in a way that when you do this shift, you have to come back. We have some 12-hour shift, we have 8-hour shift. When you come back from your shift, the next person can go on the next shift. There will always be a gap. It could be 5-10 minutes. Yes, it could be 5-10 minutes. You know the kind of our jobs. Sometimes we have to go drop them off at a family. I have families here, so drop them off with a family member. When my wife comes back, she will go pick them up from there, and then just to cover up for that gap when she will go to work and come back, and when I will go to work and come back. And that's how we've been doing it until my parents came in. And that saved us from paying that whole amount. But you have to budget about $1,800 to $2,000 every month. And then it depends on the number of kids also. So, because they're going to charge you based on the number of kids. And yeah, it's pretty expensive, but it's all about understanding between both parties on how they want to go about it.
My next question was going to be that I have seen on your social that you have friends and families around. I was going to ask how that came about, but now you alluded to the fact that your parents came over. So how easy was it to get your parents over?
It wasn't really easy. So you just have to know the right people who can guide you on the immigration processes. There are positions, there are openings, there are channels that you can use to bring your family members on. I did talk to a lawyer who informed me if you can get your parents in on invitation, let them come into America first. They came into America on a visit. They have to prove that, they are working or they've retired. So we did that. My parents, they were both retired. They come on a visit. And when it was time to go back, they went back the first time, came back again. And I already booked their flight to go back. But this lawyer spoke to me and said, listen, do you know what? Then it was time for me to complete my 5 years. So after my 5 years, I had to go file for citizenship. So as a resident in America, once you clock 5 years, you can file for citizenship. Yes. So when I filed for citizenship, I got my citizenship July 2023. Yes, July 2023. And then I did send the invitation through the lawyer. We drafted the paperwork, did the whole invitation. And the lawyer said even if their stay expires here, that they don't have a problem since they're immediate relatives. I didn't know that. And the lawyer said it's faster when they are here than they're going back home. I said, really? He said, yes. Okay, let's go. He billed me, I paid. And in less than 1 month or 2 months, they started calling them for fingerprinting, report this, background check, and the interviews. And now they have their stay. They live and work here. And they also help us out with the kids. Yeah. But you have to get an immigration lawyer who can guide you on that process. For some people, it's difficult. But when you talk to the right people, they can be able to guide you on how to go about it.
That's very insightful. So now let's talk about the success stories of relocating to the US. We have spoken about challenges, but now let's mention the success stories of the relocation process.
Just like I started, success motivates me personally. So when we moved here with my friends, we came in. Couple of them came in 2018. A couple of us came in 2019. So when we finished with the agency, while we were dealing with the whole agency thing, we are planning on what next, because we have only RON back home in Nigeria. How do we progress? How do we advance in our career? And to do that, we have to get a bachelor. So we started the whole process, getting into school. And as a resident, you're entitled to loan. So we got a student loan. You can decide to pay cash for all you want, but with the loan, they can help out. We got loan, did bachelor's, and after bachelor's, we asked what next? What's the next thing to do? Because if you don't work hard now, then you're gonna work hard later in life. Maybe when you're 60s, so you're gonna be doing like double shift every day. So after bachelor's 2020, I started 2020. Yes, I started bachelor's 2020, finished 2021. Then as soon as I dropped pen May 2021, same month I signed up to start my master's program. Rounded up with my master's, 2022 around November. Then I got to do the psychiatric program, nurse practitioner program. Yeah, that's the clinical aspect takes about 1 full year. So I did the postgraduate nurse practitioner program, and I specialize now. I'm a psychiatric nurse practitioner, specialized in mental health for all ages, and graduated November 2023. And I just passed my board exam, because after the whole schooling thing, you have to do your board exam. So I just got my license, and the process of getting a job as a mental health nurse practitioner. While I was here, because I wanted to specialize in mental health, my main job, whenever I'm looking for work, I'm looking for a psychiatric hospital. I'm looking for outpatient treatment programs. I'm looking for jobs in line with my career paths. That's my goal. Those were the jobs I was going for. And I tell you for free, it's helped to build my passion for the job. It helped to build my passion for the career that I really want. And I love it. I love what I do. And now, doing all those jobs also exposed me to a whole lot of gap in terms of a disconnect between the laws of the land and mental health. And I asked, how do we bridge this gap? To bridge this gap, someone needs to be involved with law. And it was a very big change for me. I now started thinking of going to law school. And being a nurse practitioner, I'm not going to do anything different than being a medical attorney. I'm in school now for that. That's what I'm doing. And wishing to complement the already existing laws in mental health with my expertise and experience. Yeah.
Congratulations on all you have mentioned.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so do you think that you would have been able to achieve all of these if you were in Nigeria?
Nah. We have a lot of ambitious people. We have a lot of. I've met a whole lot of Nigerians, and the whole answer to this question will be a no. I wouldn't have been able to achieve 5% of what I've achieved. This is a country that gives you the leverage. Whatever you want to be, you can be. Yes, so whatever you want to be successful, they will help you to be successful. And if you want to be poor, they will be very supportive also. They will support you to be poor. They have a system for poor people. Yes, they have a system for rich people. You want to be rich? This is the pathway. You want to be poor? This is the pathway. So the choice is yours. But for a lot of immigrants who came here, we are focused on what can we do to advance, what can we do to make more money. We left home to feed home. So if I were to be in Nigeria, I wouldn't be where I am right now. That's the simple truth.
Do you miss Nigeria at all?
Yeah, I do. I do miss Nigeria, and definitely one day I have to go back and contribute. Yes, I have to go back and contribute. I left home to get things right. And at some point, I'm going to go back. When I finish acquiring the whole knowledge, I'm going to go back and make a positive impact alongside my career, which is mental health. Yeah, I do miss Nigeria.
Okay, that was going to be my last question for the interview. Like, would you ever think of going back to Nigeria at some point? But you have already answered that. So I will just ask my next question, which is, if you are to give one advice for someone that is looking to relocate to the US, it does not have to be enough. It could be in anything. For anyone just trying to relocate to the US, what would that one piece of advice be?
That one piece of advice is ask yourself why do you want to relocate? What's the motivating factor? What is the driving force? It's not just about relocation. Why are you relocating? What platform are you using to relocate? What are the available options? When you sit down and put all this on the table, then you are able to get in touch with those people who have tried that process that you want to try. If you are not a healthcare professional, what are you doing? What service are you bringing in? The United States wants to know, what service can you offer us? If you have what they want, they have no choice than to bring you in when you apply and follow the right process. So ask yourself, why do I need to relocate? What am I going to give them? Do you have what they need?
Thank you very much, Kingsley, for taking out time to talk to me and sharing your story. I
Thank you,
enjoyed your
Mr. Dutta.
insight and your perspective about the Egypt. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you, Mr. Dutta. It's my pleasure, and I will be open to giving my own personal contributions, either through comments, through chats, on the outcome of this whole interview to anyone who wants to be guided on this whole process. It's pretty easy as soon as you start, but it's complex when you never started it. Once you start, it's pretty easy.
That would be very nice. Thank you again.
Thank you, sir.